Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to start with a new chapter that is arithmetic progression. Now this arithmetic progression again it will be helpful for basically I'm covering the PYQs of CBSE and ICSE, that is past year questions of CBSE and ICSE. But of course this chapter is useful for SSC also. ये जो whatever problems that I am solving, this problems remains common, so that will be again any which ways helpful for everyone. Okay, so coming to the chapter, let us begin with the concept. First, as usual, let us understand the concept as far as arithmetic progression is concerned. Okay, let me share the screen with you. All right, so okay, so basically this chapter belongs to a part which is called as sequence. Now, first very simple चीजें थोड़ा समझ के लेते हैं आज. Okay, what is a sequence? When the numbers are arranged in a specific pattern, then the then it is called as a sequence. So, for example, if I write down 1, 2, 3, 4, so it has some pattern which is to be followed here. If you see, the difference between the numbers is always 1. Okay, let me take another example. If I write 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and so on, then this sequence represents a perfect square. Right, like this it can be anything. There are many types of sequences. You will be studying sequence in 10th standard arithmetic progression. For ICSE you also have geometric progression, but if you go to 11th standard, even if you are doing CET or you are doing basic boards or JEE, you will be coming across a chapter which is also called as sequence and series. There you will be coming across many types of sequences. Okay, now a special sequence that we are going to study now is called as arithmetic progression. Okay, let me give one more example, a simple example: 8, 11, 14, 17, and so on. Okay, now a special type of sequence in which the difference between a term and its preceding term means previous term. Okay, difference between the term and the preceding term is constant, then it is called as a arithmetic progression. Now let me try to explain you. Let me write this here again. I gave you the example of 8, 11, 14, 17, maybe 20, and we can go on like this. Now if you observe this, this is called as first term, which is denoted by T1, or sometimes you also write at A1. Okay, now the chapter has already started, right? This is T2, that is the second term. This is the third term. This is the fourth term. And this is the fifth term, and we can go on till the nth term, right? Now, if you observe, what is the value of T2 minus T1? T2 minus T1, that is the difference between a term and its preceding term, मतलब previous term. यहाँ पे दिख रहा है आपको 11 minus 8, that is equal to 3. Similarly, we can see T3, a term, and a preceding term, that is T2, is equal to 14 minus 11 is equal to 3. Okay, then T4 minus T3 is, again you can see 17 minus 14 is equal to 3. So every time it remains constant. In this case, this type of sequence is called as arithmetic progression. When we are studying any type of sequence, okay, आगे की बात नहीं करते, there are many types of progressions, but अगर arithmetic progression की बात करें, very small chapter conceptually, कॉन्सेप्चुअली अगर देखा जाए तो बहुत ही छोटा सा चैप्टर है ये। इसमें कुछ बेसिक चीजें हमको सीखनी है अरिथमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन की। सो अरिथमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन इज जनरली डिनोटेड बाय एपी। लेट मी टेल यू, इट इज जनरली डिनोटेड बाय एपी, इसको एपी बोलते हैं, राइट। हमको क्या क्या सीखना है ये चैप्टर में? द फर्स्ट थिंग इज वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड how to write a AP. Now, as I said, there is a difference, and this difference is called as common difference, which is generally denoted by D. The first term is denoted by A, the first term is denoted by A, and the common difference is denoted by D. Then in that case, if I want to write a arithmetic progression in general, कैसे लिखा जाता है? First term is A, and if the common difference is D, the second term becomes A plus D. Then the third difference becomes, the third term becomes A plus 2D, and like this we can go on, right? The first thing we need to understand here is how to write a sequence. Okay, now if you understand how to write a sequence, it is written as A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, and so on. Okay, now here the next thing we need to understand here is how to find out the nth term, मतलब in general कैसे होगा ये ढूंढने की कोशिश हम करेंगे, राइट। आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू ये फॉर्मूला कैसे तैयार होता है। मान लो फर्स्ट टर्म की बात मैं कर रहा हूं। फर्स्ट टर्म क्या है? ए है। सेकेंड टर्म क्या दिख रहा है अपने को? ए प्लस डी है। द थर्ड टर्म इज ए प्लस 2d. Okay, now try to understand this part. The first term is A. Can I write this as A plus 1 minus 1 into D? If I write this, is this wrong or is this okay if I write like this? The answer is yes, we can write this, because 1 minus 1 क्या होता है? 0 होता है, and 0 into D becomes 0. Ultimately the value remains as A. Similarly, the second term, if I'm talking about second term, it can be written as A plus 2 minus 1 into D. Similarly, the third term is A plus 3 minus 1 D. Can you see this? Because 3 minus 1 is 2. So that means it becomes A plus 2D. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता ऐसे लिखो। अगर मान लो मुझे फोर्थ टर्म लिखना पड़े, तो फोर्थ टर्म एक्चुअली क्या होगा? द फोर्थ टर्म विल बी A plus 3D, and it can be written as A plus 4 minus 1 into D, right? If you observe this properly, what is happening is when I'm writing the first term, it is 1 minus 1D. When I'm writing the second term, it is 2 minus 1D. When I'm writing the third term, it is 3 minus 1D. When I'm writing the fourth term, it is 4 minus 1D. Naturally, if I go on writing like this, a time will come when I'm talking about nth term, it will become A plus n minus 1 into D. A time will come that nth term becomes A plus n minus 1 into D. All right, now like this, if we continue, now this part what I'm talking now after this is only applicable for ICSE, not for SSC, not for CBSE. But let me talk about this. So naturally this term will end somewhere where the last term is L. And what will be the last term, second last term, a term before the last term? Now see here, A के बाद वाला term, if you are taking the next term, you are adding D. Naturally, अगर पीछे वाला term चाहिए, तो you will be subtracting D. Right? उसके पीछे वाला term चाहिए, तो L minus 2D, and उसके पीछे वाला term. So sometimes in ICSE, they also ask nth term from end. Nth term from end. Okay, remember that this is nth term from the beginning. It is also called as nth term. It is also called as general term भी कहते हैं कभी कभी इसको. This is also called as general term or nth term. ये हमने सीखा था. So Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay. Now, if they ask, now this nth term from the end जो होता है ना, this is only for ICSE, not for anyone else. Then nth term from the end is, let's say L है. Then this is given by A minus n minus 1 d. Okay. So just like here we are going plus, यहाँ पे क्या होगा minus. This is nth term from the end. Okay, very few concepts are there. आधा चैप्टर तो हो गया इसमें इसी का कॉन्सेप्ट्स में, राइट इसके अलावा जो चीजें पूछी जाती है यहाँ पे, ओके अगर कुछ एडिशनल चीजों की जरूरत है, दैट आई हैव केप्ट इट फॉर द टाइम व्हेन द क्वेश्चंस आर गोइंग टू बी डिस्कस्ड. इसके अलावा कॉन्सेप्ट वैसे देखा जाए तो एक ही है, दैट इज सम ऑफ n टर्म्स. Okay, now here I'm not going to discuss the theory. I'm not going to explain the theory as of now because you don't require it, but you just need to understand nth term, sum of n terms is given by n by 2 a plus l. ये एक फॉर्मूला होता है, और it can also be written as Sn, sum of n terms, sum of n terms is denoted by Sn, and it is written as Sn is equal to n by 2 into a plus l, or it can also be written as n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now that's it in this chapter. इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है इस चैप्टर में. Hence remember that conceptually this chapter is very small chapter, okay, and it contains only and only this concepts. First is what is AP, then AP कैसे लिखा जाता है, nth term of an AP, in nth term is a plus n minus 1 d, and sum of n terms. Sum of n terms is Sn is equal to, this is also called as series. जब हम sum निकालते हैं ना तो सीक्वेंस को हम नाम देते हैं सीरीज. ओके ना, इसके अलावा कुछ छोटी छोटी चीजों की हमको जरूरत पड़ेगी, विच आई विल बी एक्सप्लेनिंग व्हाइल सॉल्विंग द प्रॉब्लम. सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट आई विल बी कवरिंग ड्यूरिंग द प्रॉब्लम्स. ओके, नाउ दिस वीडियो आई एम कीपिंग इट ओनली एंड ओनली फॉर द concept. Okay, in the next question is a video I'll be actually starting with the problems. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for being here, and see you soon in the next video.